from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios. It's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
All right, this morning, I want to start off by congratulating Miss Linda Baylor of Corpus Christi, Texas.
Thank you, Linda.
Last week, I decided to do a bit and just throw it out there. The first person to email me, I will send $40 to. I wanted to see if one person would respond here on Chris 6 on Saturday morning. Got home. There it is. They were there. I had people in the inbox.
Linda was first?
Linda was first. Thanks, everybody that reached out via email last week that watches this show on Chris 6 every Saturday. But Linda beat all y'all to the punch. She was the first one. So shout out to Linda Baylor. Thank you, ma'am, for watching our show.
Thank you, Miss Baylor.
And I did that deep in the show, too, just to make sure we had people watching. So that I know somebody's watching our show. Good morning. It is Saturday. It is the sports edition of In the Building here on Chris 6. Rudy J, Mike Taylor. Our audio disseminator and video disseminator is Jose Bouquet. Welcome in here. Now, okay. Pull back the curtain. We record this show on Thursday normally, provided there's not some massive breaking news and we run down to Corpus so we can be in the studio like we did the first week. I know we do. So we record the show on Thursdays and it runs on Saturdays. And the reason we even mentioned that today is because we look like morons if we don't talk about Victor Wembanyama's debut. Now, they played in New Orleans on Friday night, right? Mm-hmm. For those that are watching this show live. But as we do this show on Thursday morning, we have to talk about that debut. I don't know what he's going to do in New Orleans on Friday night, but Wednesday night, that was the bomb.
That was insane. Again, the block shots and the rebounds is one thing, but it's a whole other thing to handle the ball like Kyrie Irving and shoot step back threes like James Harden. And there's nothing anyone in the world can do about it. Spurs look like they're back. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I like to try to stay in the moment. But if he, last year he went through this Steph Curry phase where he wanted to show everybody, yeah, I'm 7'5", but I can shoot threes. This year, going to Shaolin, talking with Kevin Garnett, training with Hakeem Olajuwon, and the light bulb going off and saying, I can get any shot I want, anytime I want. I will dominate the paint. If he's going to play like that, Katie bar the doors.
I don't like hyperbole.
We hate it. We both do.
I hate it. I'm an old man. I hate hyperbole. I can't stand when we get wrapped up in the latest new hotness and say, this is the GOAT. This is the Okay. What I saw the other night, even for this old 50-year-old Gen Xer, was one of the greatest displays of all-around basketball
ever
I probably have ever seen. Because no one's ever seen a guy do what Victor Wembanyama did on both ends of the floor, where he was awesome at everything. And he's doing it while he's 7 foot whatever, because we never know exactly how tall he is. It seems to change, but he's at least 7'3", if not 7'5". And he's out there, like you said, he has the handles,
like a Kyrie
the shot
Irving,
blocking, the rebounding, the shot making, the passing, the
dominating the entire game,
the whole game. He just ruined the Mavericks, and they not only it wasn't to me like he did all that, and the Spurs won by 2. The Spurs beat Dallas by 30 because they now look like they finally have a cast. So Wemby's come out of the shell, and they have a cast that's going to accompany Wemby as he comes out of this shell.
And they have a legit 2,
and it looks good.
They have a legit 2 in Castle.
So we did season predictions on our podcast we do during the week on our YouTube channel. And I said 40 and 42. Rudy said 48 wins. I said 40. And again, not to knee-jerk too much and be hyperbolic, but after watching that, Rudy, I came away thinking Rudy's going to be closer to being right. They're winning more than 40.
Yeah, they might win 50 to 60.
Seriously, they look that good.
They did that without De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
And another thing we had talked about in the podcast is like, this is a couple of weeks, about a week and a half after we saw what Shohei Ohtani did in a closeout game with the 10 Ks, 6 scoreless innings, and 3 home runs.
Yeah.
Where is sports going when you have a performance like Shohei, and then now in the NBA you have a guy like Victor Wembanyama?
Yeah.
Where can this thing go?
Tom Brady said last week during the Cowboy game that he was just kind of joking, but he was saying that Brandon Aubrey is the Shohei Ohtani of kickers.
He is.
Tom might need to say Sunday, wherever he's calling a game, Victor Wembanyama is the Shohei Ohtani of basketball. I'm not saying he's better than Michael Jordan. We're not going crazy.
Yet.
But I'm saying there's never been a more versatile basketball player ever, where he's good at every single thing.
And we don't crown, like we've crowned Shohei. We don't crown people early. That's just not what Mike and I do.
No.
But obviously everything revolves around health. But if he's healthy, there's nothing. There's only one player in the world that there's no answer for.
Right.
And it's him. Like you can make Giannis shoot threes. You can force Joker to play defense or push him around a bit. There's nothing you can do about 7'5" with Kyrie handles.
No.
It's I think Kevin Garnett said it best. He said it's KD mixed with Shaq. And I was like, I like that.
I like that too.
Because it's the dominance of Shaq, but it's the handle and the jump shooting and the creativity of KD.
That's a good one. He's a mesh.
Yes, he's a mesh.
Of outstanding, amazing legends. It's just hard to come up with words.
Yeah.
Even in the middle of a television show, we get paid to talk. And trying to come up with ways to explain what we've seen from Victor Wembanyama here is just, it's unexplainable. And so we won't try. We'll just have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah, let's just enjoy it.
Man. All right, coming up, we got football weekend, of course. Cowboys and Broncos. We'll jump into that next. It's
your favorite coach.
My favorite coach, Sean Payton. We'll talk about the Cowboys and the Broncos game next. Sammy's Embroidery in South Texas, providing logos on hats, gear, and all kinds of clothes all over the great state of Texas, Rudy.
That's right. No order too big, too small, using all of the state-of-the-art equipment.
And it's all done in-house, too. No outsourced jobs. This is all made by folks in a Texas shop in Texas. Name brand gear, Nike, Port Authority, Reebok, Under Armour, all the big names, all the big brands for you. Sam's Embroidery in South Texas. 210-824-3900, Sam's Embroidery. I like beer, and I like burgers, Rudy.
And I like wings.
Well, we got all that and more. It's the BWB Restaurant, longtime staple in Corpus Christi, Texas. Got the 2 locations, and both of them have good times.
Absolutely, and I can't think of a better place to take in some football, whether it be college football, pro football, basketball runs around. It's a great watching scene over at the BWB.
It's great. 2 locations in town on the south side on Saratoga, and then off I-37 on Upriver Road, the BWB Restaurant. Welcome back to In the Building Sports Edition here on Chris 6. Mike Taylor with Jay.
Hello.
Jose Bouquet's our audio and video disseminator. Welcome back in here. So tomorrow, we got Cowboys and Broncos. And by the way, Rudy and I do a post-game show after all Cowboys games on our YouTube channel. So you go to YouTube, you put Love You Hard TV. Love You Hard TV. I'll explain that one of these days in PG form on the television.
For sure, PG.
And we'll have our post-game show tomorrow on our YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube, put in Love You Hard TV, or type in the Building, and you'll find us. And so watch our post-game show tomorrow. I want to hear from Corpus Christi people. Matter of fact, I'll send $20. I'm gonna start paying people to watch.
We're gonna pay? All right, let's pay.
About $20 to the first person that jumps into the chat from Corpus Christi during the post-game show on Sunday. First person that jumps into the chat, because you can chat during our post-game shows, first person that will jump in there Sunday with a comment and tell me, hey, I'm in Corpus, where's my $20? We'll send you $20. Just like that.
I'm down.
That's all right, I'm down. All right, let's get into the game. So the Cowboys
pay to play, baby.
Cowboys coming off a hell of a week last week in which they looked like dare I say, a legit three-way football team. They already have a very good offense. They have the best kicker in the game. The defense wasn't awesome, but it was a lot better. And the Cowboys' defense doesn't have to be awesome, I don't think.
They need to be average.
Yeah.
Right now, they're below average.
Just be all right.
If they can get to average, they'd be cooking with grease.
We got trade rumors that have popped up this week. We get a report by Trey Wingo that Dallas actually called the Raiders to see if Max Crosby, the all-pro defensive end, might be available. The Raiders said no.
Much better contract than Micah's.
Yeah. And
much better player than Micah.
I got all excited because Max Crosby on Tuesday morning followed a bunch of Cowboys on Instagram.
It's like 20.
Like 20 guys, including Dak Prescott.
Translation, he wants out.
And we've had subsequent reports that have come out and now said that the Cowboys are not just going to stop with Vegas. They're going to keep the Cowboys are looking to do something big here with those number one picks they have that they got in the Micah trade. The trade deadline's coming up, I think, November the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas is looking to do something this time around.
Well, I think you come into the season like, okay, I don't know where this thing is going. I don't know if it's going to work out. And then Dak comes out and he's playing like the MVP. Brandon Aubrey's kicking from wherever he decides to choose and putting it through the uprights. Mm-hmm. And Jerry and Steven look at each other and say, if we can get Dak and Pickens and CD and Javonte Williams a little bit of help, we might be able to make something of this season that we thought was going to go to the crapper. We would have 4 picks and we would just start our rebuild. But now you're like, wait, we got something here. We got an MVP quarterback. Maybe we try and make a move.
Right.
I like that attitude. We give Jerry a lot of crap, but I'm not mad at him discussing it because, again, and you could say, well, they already had one. Well, the Micah thing got personal. He had to go. It was going to be toxic for the whole room. He had to go. And not only that, now you put yourself in a situation where, 1, you can get someone with a better deal. 2, you can get a real legit defensive end, not a linebacker playing defensive end. So, as much stuff I give Jerry and Steven, I'll give them credit for at least saying, hey, let's figure this out because we may have something here in Dallas this year.
It was a Commanders team that just got overwhelmed by the Cowboys last week.
Right.
This is a different animal. It's going on the road, playing a top 3 defense in the NFL and the Broncos, who are coming off a thrilling win in which they were down 3 touchdowns, scored 33 points in the fourth quarter.
How does that happen,
Needed
Giants?
a missed extra point by the Giants to even stay ahead. They wind up winning on a chip shot field goal at the end of the game, and they beat New York like 33-32.
Something like that, yeah.
Sean Payton hacks off people after the game by saying that he had told John Mara, the owner, don't switch to Jackson Dart until after you play us, because he likes Jackson Dart, trying to show some love to Jackson Dart, but it hacks off Russell Wilson, who, of course, played for Sean Payton in Denver. Russell can't help himself. He goes on Twitter and complains to the masses about it. And so the Broncos have actually had drama. The Sean Payton, Russell Wilson drama. Dre Greenlaw has suspended their stud linebacker.
He threatened to ref, didn't he?
Threatened to referee last week, so he's out for this game. It's Dallas who's had the quiet week, except for the trade rumors. It's the Broncos who have all the drama going into this game.
And I'm looking forward to it because I want to see what this number one offense. The Dallas Cowboys have the number one offense. I know. Say it to yourself again. I know. I don't believe it either. Check your phone if you don't believe
it's October.
Me. Yeah, it is October.
Cowboys kick butt in October.
They're Super Bowl contenders in October. But I want to see what this number one offense looks like against their first real test defensively. And, CeeDee Lamb, Pickens, I don't know where they're going to put Patrick Surtain. But this is going to be a real good test for this Dallas offense who've played out of their minds. But the only thing you got to do is get in Aubrey's range. And Aubrey's range in thin air. Don't be shocked if tomorrow y'all see Brandon Aubrey hit a 70-yard field goal. I wouldn't be shocked, not one bit. Thin air, best kicker in the league, the Shohei Ohtani of kickers. 70-yard field goal maybe happens tomorrow for the first time ever.
Cowboys are only 3-3-1, but in the NFL,
it feels like 6-0. It feels like 7-0.
Because the last 2 weeks they've looked good. But 3-3-1 in the NFL, that makes you a playoff team.
Yeah.
It just does, which is why I'm with them shopping around here. I don't like trading number one draft picks. Don't like
I
doing
hate it. Unless it's for Max
but
Crosby.
if I'm getting a Max Crosby or a Myles Garrett or a stud shutdown Patrick Surtain-like corner.
Hendrickson.
I mean, you've got four number ones in the next two drafts. If you're ever going to trade one of those ones, I'm cool with it since you have three more or two more because they've got four in the next two drafts. They have a chance to upgrade on defense. They really should because they're a playoff contender. Why not go get a guy that makes you a playoff favorite at this point?
And after this week, you'll have some teams that'll look at their team and say, "Oh man, we're done. What can we do?" So hopefully you hold out till right before the trade deadline and see if you can, scavenge for a defensive end, something on defense.
Right. Who's to say Max Crosby doesn't go back and say, "I ain't playing then. You need to trade me."
Right.
It's still possible. He followed a bunch of Cowboys. I'm excited. We'll see how things go. All right, we'll overreact to the game on Sunday on our YouTube channel with our Cowboys postgame show. Up next, around the NBA, around the NFL, and Sark on Arch was kind of dramatic this week. We'll do that next. It's In the Building on Chris 6.
What's up, Corpus Christi? You gonna be rolling through San Antonio? You already know the move. Pull up to any of our 7 Texas Cheer liquor spots and snag the viral cocktail to go bags and lit kits that everybody's talking about. You got crazy flavors, limited drops. I'm talking about the dopest drink selection in the game. Do not miss out. We're turning up every day, all day at Texas Cheer Liquor. Follow us and tag your squad. 7 locations. That's Texas Cheer Liquor, baby.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm in the building.
If you like our television show, you will also like our podcast. Every day, Monday through Friday, we have In the Building podcast, Rudy.
That's right. You can subscribe at Love You Hard TV on YouTube. Check us out 10 a.m. weekdays. In the Building, baby.
Love You Hard TV on YouTube. Welcome back. It's segment 3 of In the Building Sports Edition here on Chris 6. Every Saturday morning, catch us right here on Chris 6. The first person that jumps into the chat on our YouTube channel Sunday during Cowboys postgame show that's from Corpus Christi, I'm going to send you $20 just because you jumped into the chat. Yeah, you got it.
Or
Robstown. 50 mile radius?
Yeah.
20 mile.
Well, yeah.
You need to be within a 20-mile radius of Nueces County, the coastal bend. All right,
the coastal bend.
I'm not going to take some dude in Cotulla. I don't hear from some dude in San Antonio. We're rewarding our Corpus Christi viewers.
We love y'all
doing these money giveaways. All right, the NBA season is up and running.
Mm-hmm.
Quick thoughts on the first few nights of the NBA.
I'm just I don't think it's sustainable. I mean, you got the NBC games, you got the ESPN games. Mm-hmm. Even if you go back to the double overtime thriller on ring night in OKC with Houston and OKC, the West, considering that's what we care about, y'all care about it here in Corpus, West is going to be brutal. The West is going to be brutal, but I'm excited. I'm just glad to see guys competing. The NBA over the last 6 years has gotten this rap, but guys don't care. If you talk about the All-Star game, you talk about regular season, they sit out all the time. They shoot too many threes. It's boring. It's this and that. I'm glad hopefully all the media and all the hate has gotten to these players and they realize, hey, we got to compete harder in games and we got to try to play more games. So I give a A minus gambling talk. I'll give the NBA A for its rollout week.
Man, I'm an old Gen Xer. I grew up, I became an NBA fan as a little boy in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And then in the 90s, growing up with the Bulls and that kind of thing.
Lovely.
And then in
Great times.
in the early 2000s, getting into the broadcasting business and covering those Shaq and Kobe teams and the Tim Duncan teams in San Antonio and, all the different superstars around the league, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. That's my NBA, right? And it's been hard for me with the analytical shift to all of the three-point shots and everybody's a wingman and that kind of thing. But, man, I have to say the one thing that I love about today's game, don't get me wrong, I still kind of miss how the things used to be in the NBA. But the thing I love about the NBA now is the athleticism that because of the style of play, you can't just you ain't gonna have Sean Bradley playing in today's NBA.
No.
Greg Ostertag, you don't have a roster.
No.
There's no room for you in the NBA. The athleticism that these kids now have in today's NBA, and it starts with Wemby, but it's everybody is an unbelievable athlete. It's just breathtaking.
It is, and it's like, they can all do it. I don't know if it's the training, I don't know, different technology, but everybody's a freak.
Everybody.
And now just so happens they're putting that freakish athleticism in guys that are 7'5".
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we do have football coming up today, of course, and Notre Dame, as always, will be on Chris 6, NBC, the home of Notre Dame Fighting Irish football. Still have their own network after all these years, those Irish.
Hey, man, a lot of money.
They played in the Natty last year.
To make money.
Texas comes off an ugly defensive struggle, 16-13 overtime win in which their offense was putrid. This week, Steve Sarkisian said, our identity is defense and special teams. That didn't sit right with some people, on the team even. Sark's just telling it like it is. My quarterback, I'm limited. So we got to play defense and try to beat everybody 16-13.
Well, so I'll say this about Sark. So last year, I was giving him crap. The whole country's giving him crap. Why are you still playing Ewers? Every time Arch Manning comes in the game, he's awesome, he's awesome, he's awesome. Well, we found out that Sark had reasons for it. So my thinking now is, I better give Sark the benefit of the doubt, because my thing is like, okay, if you're an offensive coach, but your identity is defense and special teams, why not go to the guy behind Arch? Well, I found out last year Sark was right. So maybe the guys behind Arch aren't better than him.
Yeah.
Because if they are, why aren't you going to them? Because there's no way you're supposed to be that offensive. You're supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. But your team's identity is defense and special teams. And I don't think he meant to, but in saying that, he threw Arch Manning under the bus.
Sure. And he should have. Arch Manning's been a massive disappointment. And I know they had the Oklahoma game, which the defense led the way. Arch was a good manager of the game in the Oklahoma game. Last week, he was in the way of progress. He was back to the bad Arch. And I'm just done at this point. And this is an indictment on Sark when it comes to the quarterbacks of this season. I love Sark. He's the right coach for the Texas job.
Yeah. We're not calling for his job.
Either
no.
You don't have any good quarterbacks on your roster, or you're too chicken to bench Arch Manning. Either one of those makes you look bad.
That's fair. But this is bad.
And at this point, it's going to take a miracle for the Longhorns to go 8-4. If they go 8-4, Sark ought to be the coach of the year in Division I.
They still got Georgia. They still got A&M.
Yeah, man.
They still got Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they may lose.
Who just beat LSU
to Mississippi State today.
Right.
This is not a good football team. It's a two-dimensional football team.
Yeah.
And that ain't going to cut it.
No, not at all.
Quarterback has been a massive disappointment, and it's shocking. It is what it is. Those Aggies, your Aggies, they become Rudy's Aggies.
Whoop.
At LSU tonight.
Hey, that ain't an easy place to play at night. They get to cooking that gator.
That's right. We play good football down here
in that boudin and that gumbo.
We're gonna beat them Aggies. We're gonna 6-0.
Yeah.
Get that 0 about to turn to a 1.
But I feel a butt coming.
But Texas A&M, I support you. LSU is not LSU. Brian Kelly is overrated. LSU is they're the same thing. They got offensive problems. If the Aggies are legit, then you win tonight. I know it's the SEC, Big Southern John Plantation.
Yeah, it is.
I know it's at LSU. Things are different down there. It's a night game. Tough. I don't care. If you're going to the playoff and you deserve it, then you beat LSU tonight. You beat LSU. You beat them handily.
And I think them going into Notre Dame and going into South Bend and them going into Death Valley, if you're able to get those 2 wins on the road, those are the 2 best wins in a season in a very long time.
That's right. All right, we'll wrap this thing up next. It's more sports in the building, Sports Edition. That's the name of the show. Next on Chris 6. Protect your property's most valued surfaces with Lone Star Nano Services. We specialize in roof rejuvenation and repair, as well as concrete and wood surface treatments using state-of-the-art nanotechnology sealants. Our advanced solutions shield your structures from the harsh South Texas elements, ensuring that they stay resilient and beautiful for years to come. Safeguard your property's most valuable assets. It's Lone Star Nano Services, where protection meets innovation. I like beer, and I like burgers, Rudy.
And I like wings.
Well, we got all that and more. It's the BWB Restaurant, longtime staple in Corpus Christi, Texas. Got the 2 locations, and both of them have good times.
Absolutely. And I can't think of a better place to take in some football, whether it be college football, pro football, basketball runs around. It's a great watching scene over at the BWB.
It's great. 2 locations in town on the south side on Saratoga, and then off I-37 on Upriver Road, the BWB Restaurant. So Rudy and I do a Cowboys postgame show every single Sunday, or whenever the Cowboys play.
Right.
After the games, and I want to hear from Corpus Christi. The first person to jump into our chat during our postgame show on our YouTube channel, we are going to send you, straight out of our LLC, $20. Who wants $20? Simply for getting into the chat. Jump into the chat and say, hey, I'm so-and-so in Corpus or so-and-so in Robstown.
Love the Saturday morning show.
So-and-so in London or wherever you are. Ranges Pass, it doesn't matter. If you're in the Corpus Christi vicinity, jump in there and let me know who you are, and we'll send you $20 on Monday morning.
And shout out to Miss Baylor. Thank you.
Linda Baylor won the $40 last week in our money challenge. All right, predictions. Cowboys, Broncos, go.
Broncos by field goal.
Okay. Denver's favored by 3.5.
3.5. That means
you're taking the Cowboys to cover, I guess.
Yes.
All right, Broncos by 3. Give me the Cowboys by a field goal. Brandon Aubrey wins the game in overtime and beats Denver. Dallas wins at Denver.
In Denver.
Dak's playing
in the thin air.
Dak's playing that well, especially in the thin air with that kicker. He may break the all-time record.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
70-yard field goal coming up.
Quick prediction, Texas game.
Texas beats Mississippi State.
All right, barely.
And my Aggies, whoop, going to Death Valley.
Aggies don't know. Whoop, LSU tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Next Saturday, right here on Chris 6. Love you all hard.
I'm ready. I'm in the building.
If you like our television show, you will also like our podcast. Every day, Monday through Friday, we have In the Building podcast, Rudy.
That's right. You can subscribe at Love You Hard TV on YouTube. Check us out 10 a.m. weekdays. In the building, baby.
Love You Hard TV on YouTube.